Alright, time for another best friend Yu-Gi-Oh ranking, this time on GX's best friend or the third, that being for Syrus or Sho. This can be debatable on who takes this spot, but considering that he's been main character throughout all 4 seasons and basically plays the best friend role but doesn't really get much development, he practically is the best friend here. He's part of the main quartet, gets the main character development essentially, even though he's written really bad in the anime, but either way, many promotional material usually has him as the best friend along with Manjome or Chaz, along with Asuka or Alexis. But anyway, how I think of his character is that it could be written better as it over time rather than just put all his development at the last season. That's just what I think, especially because there was that rewrite I wrote for his character, which was also wasted potential for him. But anyway, this is not what we're talking about. We're talking about ranking his ace monsters based on anime appearances on their designs and not by their effects, but either way his archetype is kind of shit and I do actually want more support for him because his archetype has not gotten support for a while. And his main aces are Super Viacroy Stealth Union or Gongai Guard. Yes, I know that. Super Viacroy Jumbo Drill, the Ambulance Roid, and Cyber Dark Dragon because that was his main ace for the last season, that being using his brother's deck, or combining his deck with his brother's. The representation of his brother's dark path that he's now going to use it for good, basically. And I'm going to be very honest, Syrus rarely ever duels, so most of these cards only showed up like once or twice. So it's really hard to tell which ones could be his main ace when he barely duels. And that's probably why many people say he's not really the best friend, even though throughout the series he is practically the best friend. In my opinion, he just needs to be written better. Let's just begin with the rankings on their designs, and of course this is all based on my opinion. So on the bottom of my list, which is number 4, it's Super Viacroy Jumbo Drill. Design wise, it's a driller and it looks okay, but also very silly. I don't really like most of his Viacroy designs because it's very too cartoonish, which I kind of get the reasoning here for Sho or Syrus as a young kid that is basically trying to grow. So kid cartoonish theme I kind of get, but I will have to say this is the weakest of the design despite one of the stronger monsters. I mean, yes, it's a huge drill with a face on it. Now, the number 3 on my list is going to be Ambulance Rescue Roid. Honestly, I actually kind of like the color scheme and the design of this vehicle. Sure, it has the cartoonish face on it, but I actually like it enough to be silly enough, and it actually looks pretty good. Not super threatening like Jumbo Drill, but Jumbo Drill kind of looks a little awkward, especially that drill. Driller vehicles are just a little kind of weird design anyway. Ambulance Rescue Roid just looks pretty cool, especially the red. For the number 2, it's Super Viacroy Stealth Union or Gongai Guard. We need the Golden Mace, I'm just saying, so we could complete Gongai Guard in the final fusion. We need to perform final fusion with Gongai Guard. But anyway, all jokes aside about that, I kind of like the reference here that it is Gongai Guard practically in the cartoonish way. And I'm not gonna lie, the design looks pretty cool, other than the head. I think the head looks a little weird. Some areas, yeah, a bit cartoonish. But overall, I actually like this Gongai Guard cartoonish design kind of well. In a way, I kind of wish this was a figure that we could just combine and all that. Still like the flight pack like it's Gongai Guard. The shoulder train, nice reference. The drill legs are pretty nice even though the feet are a little weird, but overall I like this design better than the other ones. Finally, number 1, it's Cyber Dark Dragon. Obviously, dragons, I'm a sucker for them. And either way, his brother's ace monsters are just much cooler. So either way, I kind of would say Cyber Dark Dragon would have been number 1 from this list. Sure, it has like really cool looking wing design and a really big head, but the design of Cyber Dark Dragon just looks very menacing. Yes, it is a dark version practically of the Cyber Dragons. That, of course, eventually became Syrus's main ace. So I have to say, yeah, this will count. And yes, coolest of the designs of all his ace monsters. Now, I think it would be cool if we have a fusion between Syrus's main ace along with this card that represents his brother's dark path to becoming a pro. That I think would be a cool idea, making like a Cyber Dark Super Viacroid Gongai Guard type fusion. And I'm going to continue calling that Gongai Guard. Just a concept here because both decks fuse as one is always very nice when it comes to, at least for anime reasons. In real life it doesn't really work well, but I will kind of like to see that. So that's it for the rankings of Syrus or Show's main aces, at least in my opinion, on their designs and anime appearances. So what do you guys think of it, and how would you rank them? I just gave you my list, and go ahead and tell me yours. I am aware that Show is one of those lesser-liked characters because how he was just badly written, like most GX characters. It's the later characters or the side characters that kind of play main character roles that are more liked than even the main characters themselves, which is very unfortunate. And he could have gotten more duels and grown over time, but nope, they don't choose anything to do with that. So now we need to do some what if scenarios, and hopefully they do make more Roid supports because Viet Roids have not been getting anything, and I think he does deserve something at least. But other than that, that's it for this, and see you all next time.